It says we are live. So, welcome everybody. And I'm so sorry I couldn't get Pam and Dee Dee to stop chitter chattering to get on
Uh-huh.
here.
On my screen, it still says scheduled.
Huh?
Doesn't say live on my screen.
We are live. We've been
Okay.
Yep,
live for
we're
21
live.
seconds. So, sorry everybody. Actually, I fell asleep. That's what happened. And we will still have fun. We got plenty of time left. So, Rob, as you know, is a member of our panel, and he hasn't been in a bit. He's been really busy uh, redoing the store, and I was in when it was nearly completed a couple of weeks ago. So I asked him if he would be interested in coming on and giving us an update, and because I was excited about what I saw.
Well,
So
the
no,
first
Bob,
update I can give you is it'll never be completed.
never be right.
No,
Okay.
no, I will always be changing it here. That's just the way I am.
Trash cat. Actually, I'm sitting here with the shirt I just threw on and boxers. So there you go. There you go.
Well, that's
All
why
right,
there's so many people here today, Bob.
because they knew about the boxers.
Yeah.
They know about the boxers. Hey, Jimmy P. Let's see. Chattanooga Ed. Thanks, Ed, for calling me and waking me up. Ed said, "We're worried about you." And I said, "Why?" I wasn't awake. I was dead out. Hey, Ed, thanks for calling me.
Yep. I
Uh,
figure I can handle a half of the show at this point. I won't fall asleep.
All right. Good. If you do, you'll be in right in vogue. So, well, Rob, I am going to go ahead and blow you up and let you start talking and showing us since I've wasted some of our time. And but I'm sorry, Pam. Sorry, Dee Dee. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Ed,
It's
and
all good.
sorry
don't
everybody
worry about it.
in the chat. So and that's what I look like with sleep hair. So all
She's
right.
still pretty.
Oh my God. All right. Solo layout. There we go.
All
All
right,
right.
well, I guess first off, let's talk about the elephant in the room and is where I've been and why.
I feel
Um,
bad enough, Rob, already.
oh, it no, it has nothing to do with you guys.
Oh, the other elephant in the room. Okay.
Yeah. So things got bad here. Um, we we had a roach problem that when you open up next to a restaurant, doesn't matter what kind of restaurant it is. I'm not picking on any style of restaurant, but they have a dumpster. And when they have a dumpster, there's roaches outside, and they came in the building, got us good. So we called in exterminators, and I'm not going to mention the name, although I should, because of how well they took care of us. Um, well, they came in and they had an employee who just kind of messed things up and went without outside the bounds with the poison and put it above the water line, which was the no from the start in the contract. Nothing was to be above a water line on the tanks.
Hmm.
Um, and he put it all over my whole rack system that was behind me. And there's a whole new set of racks back there now. Um, so we had to get all that out. We called in a cleanup company, um, and I can tell you the quote I know was five figures or above, well into the five figures. Um, well, that was to pull each board, clean off the poison, trim off anything exposed, remount the board. Well, that's going to change the balance of everything. And so I just told them, no, let me just rebuild. Um, so they paid for that. No attorneys were involved. And that's why I like this company, is because they work with me 100%. Um, I mean, they knew I had them and that they messed up, and I could really run them through the ringer, and I chose not to do that just because of how cooperative they were. Um, so most of that has been done. There's still a little bit left that I've got to clear out. Um, but that's for future plans and in areas that I'm not real majorly concerned about. But there were also other issues that were happening at the same time. Um, I have a bad case of vision issues. So now that I can see you guys, or right now I can't see you guys at all. I can't even see myself up there. So now I can see. Um, my vision has, it just went downhill so fast with cataracts. Got them in both eyes. Hopefully we'll have the surgery this summer and get it fixed and not be a problem. But I couldn't even see any further than where I'm holding my hand. And normally a screen is closer or further away than that. And I just couldn't see anything that was going on. And then at the same time, I was getting a little bit of a burnout on fish. Um, I was heavy into YouTube, heavy in the store, and I started to recognize a something that had happened to me in my last hobby, my gold prospecting hobby. I got so far involved, I burned myself out, and I can't do that here. I've got a business to run, so I cannot let myself get burned out. So I had to take a step back. Um, it's been nice. Uh, the relaxation, well, I mean, all this remodel, everything going on, but my time off became my time off, and that was critical to me. Um, so now let's show you what I've done. Is there anyone here who can tell me how to turn a camera around on StreamYard? I know you guys have all been through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little arrows on the camera, just turn it
Well,
around. Or actually,
No, I don't have
are you on your
those.
telephone?
Yes.
Okay, there should be a settings
yeah.
area that says cameras, and it'll have front or back on the
Okay.
settings.
Gotcha. I forgot about that. All
There you
right.
go.
There you go.
So I guess we'll start over here um, with one of my favorite tanks. Actually, let me walk over. Sorry, I'm going to make you guys a little dizzy. I'm going to turn off the overhead lights. Maybe that will help with some reflection, although I doubt it in this room. So yeah, we're going to start with this tank. We got some rainbows in here, large Severum. But my favorite guys, there they are. The Bishers, Bikers, Bashirs, whatever you want to call them. I call them Bishers. They're one of my favorites. And then right back there, you can see the rope fish.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah, good sized ones. Also love those guys. Um, so I guess rather than doing a tank situation, let me go ahead and start out with showing you how I built these racks. Uh, so the rack I had before was one solid piece and held probably close to 20 tanks. Well, each one of these are individual racks. This one will show you the skeleton of it rather well.
Yeah.
It's one I'm still working on. Still have one tank to get up there. Um, I know y'all see this tank all dried up. Looks awful, but we have some rainbow fry in here. So
Neat.
I had to cut the next feature I'm going to show you off, which is the auto water change. So no more water's going into that tank right now because I don't want them forced out through the drain. But each one of these systems I've got set up, or each rack, there's 3 different types I've got. So you've got this one right here, which will hold 420 longs, and across the bottom 6 10-gallon. That same rack you can see over here. That's, you guys may recognize this. This one's been here since day one. It is the prototype for all my racks.
Yeah.
And I learned I didn't need that center support. So pulled that center support out and just went with the 4 and 6, as I call it. Now, next rack I did, same principle, set up the exact same way, doesn't look any different except its width. So it's 4 foot wide, so that gives me the room for a 4-foot tank on the bottom, which happens to be a Zoomed Lowboy. Then we have 2 20 talls, which equal up 4 foot side by side. And then the legendary 33 long on top, which, if you guys didn't know, Aquatic has stopped manufacturing those guys. So if you've got a 33 long, consider it priceless. Got that same rack over there. That's the one you were looking at before, with the 50-gallon on the bottom. The third one I've done actually is not here in the store. It's at home and holds nothing but 10-gallon tanks. Holds 4 just like that, and then I think it's 5 tanks across the bottom. So this is just one little corner. As you can see, we're kind of set up like a clover leaf. Well, I can't pass this one without showing it to you. This is the stream tank, as we call it. It's just constantly flowing. There's no fish in here right now. There may be a white cloud minnow.
That's pretty.
Hadn't looked for him in quite a while. But
Are there still gold nuggets in there?
Yeah. It's probably covered with mulm and stuff, but there'll be one right in there. Somewhere in there, I'm sure. Couldn't have gone very far if it moved. So we'll keep going past the stream tank, and we're in the next section. And as you can see, the racks, just the same, except down here.
That looks nice.
Yeah, it gave me storage area for all my gravels, my sands, my different rocks. Now this one is the one I'm most proud of because I actually got in and built it. Put in the dividers and all that, and filled in the little holes like you see right there. But in the process, injured myself rather well and put myself out of commission for about 3 weeks.
Oh.
So I'm not real entertained about doing that one again. But it does look real good like that. And somewhere down the road, this one will be set up that way. This one here, no need to do that. Those bags stack rather well just like they are. So no need to divide it. But the rock just doesn't do that well. Now the star of the show here, besides Ed, of course, is going to be this device right here. So this is my auto water change system. Like right now, I've got it set to zone 4, which is one I'm working on that hasn't been programmed yet. So let me go ahead and press the button. I'm going to walk rather quickly over here, and it's going to cut on. And there you go. You see it just kick up some debris on the bottom. So this one is now getting a 10-minute water change. The water goes in right there through that black line. Goes right down that pipe, and I'll have to show it to you down in this one how it really works. But if you look at the bottom,
I think we lost connection with him for a minute.
Yeah.
okay,
There
you
are.
got me.
Yep.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, where did you lose me at?
With the water going
Just going down the bottom, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to show is just in this tank, just how down at the very bottom, you'll see that little tube right there. That's where the water comes out, or where the water goes into the tank. And then it flows up that tube and right out where the tank is drilled and flows out the back. Now you can kind of see a pipe right there. That pipe goes down right over here to a trash can, little retention can that's fed with several other tanks like you see right here, and has a little float switch that pumps the water out to the grass. So this happens on all the tanks 3 times a day, and has saved me a fortune in labor and cleaning and dead fish.
Can
So-
I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
How much would it cost to have, like, a schmuck like me to have that put in their house?
You're probably looking to take care of a fish room with, this is the 6-zone version, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, so there's 6 different zones that it'll do. So that means I'm using 6 different solenoids, and I forget what they run. I think they were somewhere around $21 a piece for the solenoid.
Oh, wow. That's a great price.
Okay, it broke down on me there. I would say under 500 to set up a fish room.
Wow.
But where the work comes in is that tank is drilled. That tank, every tank in here is drilled. So that's the work you got to do. Is you got to
Yeah.
take the tank down. You got to empty it out, drill it, get everything set back up, and then you're good to go. That
How
was
many
the
drill
biggest.
bits did you go through?
Believe it or not, just one.
Oh, wow.
I've got a technique where I drill it flat, horizontal, meaning the tank's got to be emptied because I turn it on its side. And what I'll do is take take some clay and I'll put a water dam around where I'm drilling. And then fill that with water and just drill through slowly. I've had that bit, I don't know if you remember, there were several tanks that were already drilled that I was using. And I had no problem continuing to use that. I just kept using it. It kept drilling. So the problem is if you get one too hot, it's going to give out on you. It's those little diamond bits that are on the blade are going to just go away, and you lose that abrasion ability that it's got.
What did this system do to your water bill?
That's another one you're not going to believe. I don't know. That's a question for Tammy, but I can tell you this. We set up a irrigation meter here when we opened the store, meaning water from our tanks can't go down the drain. It gets pumped out to the grass, like I was saying earlier. So we don't pay sewer charges. That has made it just a huge difference in the water bill. I think we pay the minimum.
Oh, good.
But at the same time, our toilet plumbing, our sink, basin, all that are on a completely different bill, and we do pay sewage charge on those. But what goes into our fish tanks, or any water I sell, like reverse osmosis, any of that, never goes on the bill, or on, on that.
I'm glad your bathroom doesn't go out to the grass, because I think Bob and I both used it a couple times.
Yeah, I can't afford that much mowing.
I try to use it every time I'm in there.
I hear Floyd.
Was he yelling Bob?
He's saying hello and hi. He's just up from a nap, so he's gonna chitter and chatter, and so I got to keep him muted. He'll settle down.
Okay, well, I'm gonna show you guys a special creature here. Many of you are familiar with the dojo loach. Such a wonderful animal. So these are the guys I got for sale there. Let me take you over to the ones I don't have for sale, if I can get them to come out. Yeah, there he is. So one of my employees calls this guy Hot Dog. Come on, buddy. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, wow. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's not a
That
hot
is
dog. He's
so
a brat.
When did I get him?
A couple weeks ago, a customer brought him back to me. And he had bought him from me a year ago, but not one of those small guys. He bought him, I'm looking for his buddy here. Yeah, there. Okay, here's his buddy. So he was about this size. And when I saw him, I said, "Oh my Lord, that's the biggest dojo I've ever seen." So a year later, which was a couple weeks ago, he brings him back to me. And once again, he's the biggest dojo I have ever seen. But he is going on a diet. He has been fed tilapia and shrimp on a daily basis, and he is fat. I guess you can see that. He definitely has a case of fish obesity, and so he's getting bloodworms, just not as many or as much as he wants, which is why he's extra attentive when my hand goes in, because he's really wanting more food. But I'm sorry, buddy, you gotta lose some weight.
Oh, poor guy. I've never actually had to put a fish on diet before.
No, nor have I. But he is, and you can see that from above. And if I can get his buddy out, here he is. These are the same length. So there you go. That's the difference.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is a
wow.
fatty.
Yeah. Those guys are the same length, but he hogs the food and hogs it from him, obviously. But we're gonna get that fixed. Uh, but right now, that is my favorite fish in the store. I've got a buddy of mine who wants to buy him from me, and I told him, okay, I'll sell him to you in 2 months when I'm done playing with him.
Yeah.
Here's one of my more beautiful tanks that Jolie's been working on. She has just done a wonderful job. She's taken over Andrew's job as assistant manager when he moved on, and she just loves the plants, loves aquascaping all kinds of tanks, which I guess will take us to the next area. Um, Now these are Jolie's work. I can take no credit for these. Um, she has done just such a wonderful job on them. Some of them have water. Some of them, like this one, don't. Uh, or like this one, just half full and like a terrarium. So this one right here, there should be a shrimp in there and a snail. I think that's the most it's going to be in there. But this is one you don't open. You don't ever have to open it. The snail is going to get all, or the snail and the shrimp will get all the food they need from the mold of the plants, and they will provide some energy for the plants. Uh, this is a real neat one she did. Uh, Kind of a mountainside tank. There's no water in it, but just beautiful plant growth. Now this one here, I don't know if I'll be able to find the sparkling gourami that's in there. Um, no, he's hiding right now. Normally, oh, midday he goes and hides and doesn't come back out till morning time. And then this one right here, we got just a single guppy that was born here in the store, what I call a naturalized citizen of aquatic aesthetics.
He's pretty.
So he gets to stay or be sold with this tank. Uh, so we can look over here. This is a new tank customer brought me. I couldn't pass the deal up on it. It's all acrylic. I personally hate hex tanks because they fall apart. So if you own one, look at your seals real good, especially if it's several years old. But this one is acrylic, and it's all one piece.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just a beautiful tank. Yeah, here we go.
Shrimps in there?
Yeah, we got some electric blue jacks.
Okay.
And there's probably about 5. Um, Here we go. Bloody Mary shrimp. Of course, the wood is new, so it's going through its grimy stage of that stuff. Um, yeah, you can see it going there. But the shrimp are doing a good job at cleaning that off. Oh, so what next? So here's saltwater, which is still under construction. We've got that part. That's an empty tank. Um, we've got the coral tank. They're getting a little bit more light than they're used to. They're not used to being lit up this late. This system just got restarted. It is going to be saltwater cleanup crew and smaller fish such as clownfish and gobies.
Awesome.
So you see the little stacks rocks in there. Everywhere you see rocks will be fish, but the empty compartments will contain um, your hermit crabs and such. Uh, you can't put this style rock in there with hermit crabs because they go in the holes and you'll never get them out.
Oh.
As a store, at home, absolutely do it. They need that for shelter. Oh, yeah, this tank has been redone since you guys were here. Uh, and speaking of which, let me hit the lights because I'm probably going to do what would you call it? I guess you'd call it a GTFO cell. Get the flu ball out. Um, I need it gone. As you can see, bug bites, they're gone. Well, except for that one.
Oh, I almost got
Uh,
them all.
yeah,
I
that's the small to medium cichlid formula, not what most people need, or at least in that quantity. Um, but yeah, I got Sarah brought in. I brought in their foods. I love their foods. They're German, and I tell you what, the Germans know fish. Um, Although it's kind of hard to understand what they mean when they say sand nature, vipa nature, vipagran. That's little things you got to learn how to just understand, but they try to give the basics to us, so bottom feeder tablets as such. But if you're ever in a store and you see the Sarah Foods, the owner or the store is not going to be mad at you if you open it because it's got a clear top on it. They kind of want you to do that. They want you to look at the food, and that's the reason for that. If you ever see Sarah, um, they got real good food. I love this stuff. The fish love it. We got the Aqua Pro stickers. Kudos to him for contacting me before he did everybody else in town, because I think
Nice.
I had sold out before everybody had them, and now it's kind of hard to sell those guys. But let's see. I got
Do you still have the Hikari frozen foods in the chest?
yes, yeah, we still have all of our frozen foods. Um,
I got to come in
Joe,
this week and get some more.
yeah, I got yours right there. Well,
Awesome.
you can't read them, but jumbo bloodworms.
Yep. Well, I can actually see it from here. I blew up the whole screen, so
Ah,
it's
nice.
big.
Um, so I just flipped the light on here. This is one of my favorite tanks. Um, just hangs right there from a little bracket. It's got a, oddly enough, about a $200 saltwater light lighting it up. And so I can put it blue if I wanted, but can't do any other color. Uh, let's see where the, oops, just knocked over a piece of glass here, but that's okay. So we got a Candy Koi Betta in here. He is a giant at that. So I don't know if you can get a good look at his eye, but when they have the small eye like that, that definitely insinuates a giant.
Pretty.
Sorry, my dehumidifier's acting up, making noise. Okay,
We can't hear it.
so next we've got some more tanks that Jolie's been working on for a very long time. This one is just beautiful. Uh, I decided back when Jolie and Andrew were both the employees, we didn't have Bree at the time, but I gave Andrew a tank like this, Jolie one, and then myself. And I said, okay, let's do a little contest. Who can make the best looking tank? Um, well, I immediately disqualified myself from the contest because I was doing things you weren't supposed to do. Jolie did that one that was just beautiful. Um, well, I did this one. And this is a two-stack tank that's drilled. Pay no attention to that black piece right there. That does nothing. It's just sitting there. But that white pipe actually goes through the glass, as you can see, draining down there. And the water's pumped back up through this glass tube, which really needs a cleaning. This is one of the things I didn't get to today. And then the water goes down the pipe. But as you can see, it maintains literally top level on the tank. Can't go much higher. I can adjust it, raise this up, and just really get it pushed to the brim just by adjusting that one part. But the reason I say I did things you're not supposed to do is I've got gemstones in here from my prospecting days. That one, that's fine. You can use rose quartz in a fish tank, no problem. Crocodile jasper as well. But there's just some things you don't want to do, like heavy metals. And that is actually, see if I can get you a view from above. Yeah, that's actually gold from my prospecting days that me, my wife, and my buddy Jimmy all mined out of the creeks not far from here. And who knew there were gold out here? Well, I did. But I gave that hobby up for this one. This is our nano tank. Not much going on in it. I sold a bunch of fish the other day out of it. So the next tank is one you guys have probably seen before, but this will be the first time you've seen it with plants. When I did it, this was the forest fire tank. All the wood was burnt to simulate California and what was going on with all the fires out there. And so this is supposed to represent the regrowth. I started with 2 pink flamingos. I think there's now 6 or 7 in there now. They've just sprouted up. And we've got some boosts there. Plenty of marimo moss just growing all over. I don't know how it got in the tank, but somehow marimo moss got in the tank. There was no moss balls or anything like that. And then that beautiful crinum calamastratum, probably my favorite plant other than the Madagascar lace. But this tank has just really taken off. Really needs a trim, and the hazmat is just constant in this tank. We fight this every day. I cleaned out every speck I could find a week ago, and as you see, plenty more left. But the hazmat, if you're wondering, is duckweed. I do not like that stuff. You get it in one tank, you get it in every tank. Oh, and over here, we're just in the old area. I think everybody may be familiar with these style tanks. Not much has changed here yet. Um, but I will tell you guys that this whole wall is the next remodel. Hopefully done by the end of the summer. Uh, but I got a 14.5 foot tank going in right there.
Wow.
Um, but it's not your standard tank like you think. This will actually be a canoe.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna build a stand for it. I bought this canoe when we opened the store to go hunt down driftwood, and don't have the time for that anymore. So I've got this canoe I need something to do with, and I think it'll make a perfect koi setup.
Oh yeah, that'll be. Everybody will love that.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
be
kind of my
awesome.
thinkings on it.
Or a
Oh
giant
yeah,
dojo loach home.
show you my polka dots here. Beautiful little plecos that only get about 3.5, 4 inches.
What are they
Um,
called?
Polka dot pleco.
Oh, that was
Um,
easy.
and in case anyone's curious, the L201. Now, this tank has something very, very special in it that you do not see in freshwater very often at all. So I don't know if you guys can see that guy. This is a
Is that?
panther crab.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
they are, they can be kept fully aquatic. I'm not going to call them fully aquatic because they will go onto the land, but it is not required. I'm going to see if I can't scurry him out. There should be 3 of them in here, but he's the one I see right now, so we're going to see if we can't get him to move towards the camera. Oh, where'd he go?
I think we're looking at one of Bob's new pets.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
you got just a little glimpse of him. Yeah, there's his claw. He's out, ready to fight. He's taking his defensive stance. Um, Adorable little crab. But calling him little, that's kind of hard because these guys get 5.5 inches around.
Oh wow.
Youch.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Freshwater, fully submersible, 5.5 inch crab.
Is
Now,
he
in
going to
my
go in the low boy someday?
maybe. I don't know how well he'd do with crays. I am told they are fish safe, with caution, of course. So the reason they say with caution is a curious fish, such as a guppy or a betta, that wants to explore everything,
Stop.
they're going to get their noses clipped the second they walk up to that guy or swim up to him. Now, I also got to show you 2 very special fish in here. Those 2 gold barbs you see there, male female pair. Um, they've made 1 baby for me that we found, but that's not why we kept them. A year after I opened the store, I decided, or I was going over and doing a fish order, and noticed I needed to order some gold barbs. And I got to thinking, and then I got to looking, when did I order those before? And they were on my initial fish order when we opened the store. And
Whoa.
those were the last 2 in the tank.
Awesome.
They got moved from tank to tank, but saved and never went up for sale. So those 2 guys are the last 2 fish from my initial stocking order. and that was kind of sentimental to me. Um, Especially considering my prior hobby of gold prospecting, and these are gold barbs.
I like gold
Um,
bars.
so over here we've got our angelfish. Let me get them rounded up here, 'cause they'll just swim right up to my hand. Uh, these are all locally bred, kois, black marbles, and just your standard. And then I've got a few of the blue Pinoy mixes. Uh, they're just stunningly beautiful. Of course, our roseline sharks, we've combined them with, they're a type of barb, and combined them with striped barbs, which are those striped ones you see. And they just love schooling together. These dark gray ones you see right there, those are Dubawi catfish. They, it's a schooling cat, believe it or not, and just a wonderful little fish. But they've started schooling with them, so I decided, why not? Let's bring in some bala sharks
Oh my gosh.
and see how well they'll do. They didn't join the school, so they're kind of doing their own thing, but they've got their own school. But they've only been in here for half a week, so that may change with time.
Well, two
But
things. How big do those striped barbs get? And Tammy's on here saying, don't let you forget the beta system.
ah, well, yeah, baby, that was the last part. But I also can't see a clock, so I don't know how much time we got left.
We're a
Um,
little bit over 9, but I'm going to go ahead and go since I
okay.
started this late.
So the striped barbs, they get 5 to 6 inches, along with the denison barbs there that you see, or the roseline sharks is another name for them. The ones with the beautiful red nose, or another name for them is rich man's rummy nose. Um, because at that price right there, and it's a schooling fish, that hurts. So yeah. Um,
They last a long time. They don't die right away.
oh
You
yeah,
know.
absolutely. Yeah, and I got to go up to Pectex and up in Knoxville and got to see his tank with the denison barbs, and wow, it was just beautiful.
Nice.
So before I go to the plants, I got one I want to do here. So these are the Australian red claw crayfish. Um, in fact, before I even show them, let me show this one here. Where'd she go? There she is. And of course, she's in an area I'm not going to see any of her color. Um, let me see if I can encourage her out a little bit.
Last time I was at Rob's, he had a pink crayfish.
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah. We
that last
just
very long?
stirred up the mulm, but in my opinion, one of the most beautiful crayfish you get. And to top it off, she's going to max out at about 12 to 14 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're talking lobster size crayfish. So here's the babies. Um, these guys love to shake hands. Let me reach in here, and this one will come say hi. Won't take just a second. Yeah, there we go. And they're very gentle with me. They'll pinch, but not very hard. No different than your dog might bite you when you're playing with your dog. Except when she starts to do that, that's when she's trying to eat my finger except right now she's just getting my fingernail. But yeah, that's where her mouth is, right there. Um, but there are several in here. Let's see if I can get the others to come out. They all come out to me. Okay, you're
Is that
just a shrimp. You don't have claws. He's been, or she, evidently has been fighting and
oh
lost some
no.
claws. But they get them back with the molt.
Oh, that's lucky.
Um, yeah, here's one up here.
Now,
Comes right out, says hi.
are they just tame
Ow!
because you've
Okay,
played
ow,
with them?
ow, ow. That was a little much. Oh, that one likes to pinch. Oh, yeah, you can see another one up here on top.
Are they
Oh,
not afraid of you because you've been so good with them?
yes. So I'm not the one that feeds them. And you would think it was because I'm constantly feeding them, but I just interact with them. The employees take care of the feeding for me when they come in. That's normally the first thing they do. Um, so in a case like that, it's just because of interaction. Um, and the fact that I'm constantly in there and showing customers and shaking hands, as I call it, um, they just learn to be gentle with me because they know I'm gentle with them, I guess. So the beta system, which is where Tammy wanted me to go next. Right now we are very low on betas. We have a half moon koi who is really going to flare at the camera, I'm hoping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's going to show his finish. We have a Dumbo half moon that is already sold. Some black, they have two black samurais. Oddly enough, they used to throw away the black samurais because it wasn't the fish they were trying for. And then someone said, just give them a name and sell them. So this one here is a candy koi. Probably one of the most expensive fish in the store right now. That one, along with, oh, and he's hiding. Let's see if I can get him out. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, he's pretty. Very
Yeah.
pretty, bright, really bright.
Yeah, it's getting the yellow in with the blue is
Yeah,
what
that's
makes
sharp.
them the candies. It's really a 5-color beta, I believe, is what they say it is. Whereas a Galaxy is 4 colors and a Nemo is 3. And then we got this guy down here. This is a blue mustard gas. He's not going to show his, there we go. Maybe he'll show his fins. But he's got that beautiful blue color on the tips of the fins. Kind of hard to make out on this camera. And then we've got our new plant system, which unfortunately is heavily picked over. I think I've got a plant order coming in beginning of next week. And this will be completely restocked. We now have 2 plant systems. This one, as well as the one you guys are probably familiar with, where the crabs were. But we're trying to utilize this one a lot more because we don't keep fish here. And that allows me to bring those into full effect without worrying about what I'm going to do to the fish. And I found, like right now, these plants came in a month ago. set of swords to look like that after a month in a fish store, to me, wow. Because they just don't get the nutrients they require out of these little pots. Uh, but they are doing remarkably well now. We've got some that just don't do as well, but kind of like this one. But this is a Rotala. So a little secret with Rotala is that growth I'm centered on right there. Um, it's the immersed growth, whereas the growth right there is the submersed growth. If you were to cut that stem 2 inches below the submerged growth and replant it, you will have a beautiful, beautiful plant. And pardon me, I said that wrong. That is not a Ludwigia. That is a needle leaf, or excuse me, not a. It's a needle leaf Ludwigia, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, needle leaf. So I was wrong on that one initially, but does the same thing. So let's see here if I can get this flipped around. Okay.
Thank you, Rob. That was awesome.
That was
Yeah,
really, really
absolutely.
cool.
Fun.
Awesome.
That was really nice. I really love
Well,
seeing all that.
in case either one of the girls are watching right now, Jolie or Bree, I really am in a debt of gratitude to those girls. Um, they really um, grabbed the ball and ran with it and helping getting this place set up for this. Uh, when you're doing a remodel, you have quite a mess that's left behind, and a lot of that had to get cleaned up. And they were a wonder to have here.
They certainly did an awesome job.
Yeah.
I need to get in next week after those plants get there. So, hey, Anthony, I was trying to get Pretty Boy Floyd. He's in the Tennessee Fish Mafia to come up here and say hello. He's been a brat the whole stream. Hey, hi, Rob. Here he is. There he goes.
Hello.
Hey, Rob.
Well, that's one of my bucket list items is I want a large bird here at the store as the mascot. Not a fish, a bird. I know that's weird, but
He's awesome. I'll bring him over tomorrow.
I've always wanted a large bird, but they're so noisy and don't want them at night. And I started thinking, I could have one at the store.
Wait, is Rob, is Bob coming over tomorrow?
What's that?
Oh, Bob, you muted yourself. Well, I always have doctor appointments on Monday. That's why it kills me, because I drive through by your shop and you guys are closed on the day I have my stupid doctor appointment.
Call me. I live 2 minutes from the store. I can practically walk here, but the hills are hell. This is East Tennessee now. But yeah, I can be here in a matter of minutes. Call me if there's something you need, Ed. Seriously, especially if you're down here, as busy as you've been lately. I've gotten to know your dad better than you.
Yeah, I had to have my dad pick up bloodworms for me while I was at Aquashella. I appreciate that a lot, Rob.
Oh yeah.
Or when I'm hurt and stuff, my dad goes in and gets stuff. But Bob, were you saying you were going to be going to Hickson sometime this week?
I'll go in after the plants get in because I'm needing plants.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a text when those come in, or at least when I know when they're going to be here.
Okay.
We haven't submitted an order yet, but we have to. But June is just real hard on fish stores to let loose of that checkbook.
All right.
Everybody's doing their family vacations. June and September, those are the 2 bad months.
Okay.
Your family vacations in June and your non-family vacations in September. I think we've all done that one. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's go to Florida in September when the kids are back in school.
All right.
Well,
Were you?
I'll get some plants too and some more frozen stuff.
Yeah. If you want to meet up, Ed, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we have the exotic pet thing Saturday if you're up to that. So,
Yep. I should be good by then.
okay. Awesome.
Hopefully, I'm good by Tuesday.
All right. Looks like King of DIY. I'm not sure if he's ever stopped in, so welcome. If that is King of DIY, Joey, welcome. Hey,
Oh, is that Joey? Oh wow.
That's who it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bob.
Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. We're just about to close out, but come back anytime. Love to have you.
Yeah, rewind it, watch it. You'll love the store.
Yeah, it's a great fish room tour. Thank you, Rob, and thank you everybody in the panel, and thank you. Wow, for Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I owe you money now. Doesn't have to work.
Yeah, all right.
We'll get it sorted out.
Thank you, Joey.
And thank you, panel, so much. Check all these channels out if you're not already subscribed. You're missing a lot of good content. And thank you, Huawei, Sam, and everybody that was here. We appreciate you. And Daniken has already been going, and I went over his time because I've got us started late. So let's head over to Daniken's.
Well, when you do, put in blame it on Rob.
Hashtag. Good night.
It was great seeing you again, Rob.